Hi everyone, my name is Ra'oum. Today I want this to be a short video, very informative, very helpful. I want to mention the top 4 or 5 home essentials to minimize your waste today. Okay, no more cheeses, I promise. So I'm gonna start off right away with water filters. So if you depend on bottled water to drink water, please change that, because it's very easy to change, and it's going to benefit you, your health, tremendously, and the environment. Plastic is very bad for the environment, and even if you do recycle your water bottles, there's a limit to how many times you can recycle a water bottle, and very often recycled items don't end up into recycling facilities for many reasons. So it's always better to reuse. Besides, drinking water from plastic bottles, even if it was not like, what's the word? Like, if it hasn't been in low temperatures or like hot temperatures, it's still going to affect your health. And they found that there's microplastic in water that comes from plastic bottles. There's microplastic everywhere, but especially in plastic bottled water. I think that's how you say it. Anyways, so if you have no idea where to get a water filter, what kind of water filter you should get, why even, like, is tap water even safe even if it's filtered? Yes, tap water is safe in most places. It depends on your views on chlorine and fluoride and these things, but in general, a lot of studies have been done, and most of these studies say that tap water is safer than bottled water, especially that there isn't a lot of regulations that go in when it comes to bottled water. I highly encourage you to get a water filter. Even invest in a water filter if you have to, because it will save you a lot of money in the long run. So the best water filter that I found and that have been recommended to me from you guys is a Berkey filter. I haven't tried it myself, but I've watched videos and I was like on their website looking around, and they do seem to be the best water filter out there. It's plastic free, I believe, and the whole thing is made of stainless steel, and the best thing is it's electricity free, so it's not going to cost you any electricity, and you can take it off grid. Like if you decide one day to live off grid, or if you're going camping or whatever, you want to take it with you, it's a great option. You do have to, like, the only thing that you would do is that you have to like prime your filters before using them, but it's pretty simple. You just like put water through the filters before you insert them into the water filter itself. In my house, like my family, we always get a water filter, even if we travel for like, because like we tend to travel and stay for like 2 months in places, and we would get a water filter even when we do so. So yeah, my family got a water filter years ago, maybe like 16 or 18 years ago. So, and it works pretty fine. I love the taste of our water, that when I travel, I miss coming back home just for our water. Like I don't get homesick ever, but I do miss our water. Get a water filter. And from the reviews that I saw online, like people have had their Berkey filter. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Like I have no idea. People have had their filter for like 8 years. So that's crazy. Like that is a great investment. And the filter would like last you a little over 4 years, they say. And I found a website that would ship it to Saudi Arabia. So I'm gonna link all the links below in the description box. Okay, so let's move on. There's a lot of other filter options too. So I'm gonna link all the ones that I found in the description box. See what suits you the best. Do your own research. See what kind of budget, what kind of filter, what kind of like things you don't want in your water, or what things you want in your water. And a lot of filters you can kind of like, the one we have here, we can choose what we want and what we don't want. I'll include the phone number of the guy that comes and install it if you guys are interested. If you're traveling or you're on the go, you can use a charcoal filter. I've talked about this on my zero waste on the go, or like I don't remember the name of the video, but I talked about it in that video, so I'm gonna link that up here. Okay, let's move on. No more water filters. Number 2 is a sprinkler or a Tushy or whatever. So in the Middle East, and a lot of Eastern countries, we use water to clean ourselves after we use the bathroom. And then you dry yourself with a towel. Some people use toilet paper, but I use like a towel or something like that. or you just like air dry. Okay, too much information, I know, but that shouldn't be something that we are embarrassed to talk about. So what Tushy is doing is that they're bringing that tradition into the West, I guess. I haven't tried Tushy myself. They sent me one, but I already have one in my house. So I thought it would be like pointless to install one. So I'm just saving it because I'm planning to travel in the next few months and maybe like stay for like a few months in one place that might not have a water sprinkler or whatever, and maybe I'll take it with me when I'm traveling and install it in that house. Hopefully the owner wouldn't mind because hey, I'm giving you a free sprinkler. Anyway, so that was number 2. It's gonna save a lot of, and toilet paper is not as like eco-friendly as most people think, like, oh, it's just gonna biodegrade. No, it's bleached. The paper itself costs a lot of trees, and the process itself costs a lot of energy and resources, so it's very wasteful for the environment and it's not eco-friendly. Get a sprinkler. There's a lot of options. Tushy is one of them, but if you go on Amazon, like a lot of Middle Easterns, when they go study in the West, they get one and they install it in their bathroom, so there is a lot of options too. So see whatever fits you. What are you looking for? Number 3 is garbage. A lot of people ask me that they have like switched to tote bags instead of plastic bags, but then they don't have something to put their garbage in when they throw it out. So they ask me like, what's the alternative? Like, that's why they like to take plastic bags from the supermarket so they can use them at home to throw out the garbage. What is the alternative? So the alternative is, first of all, once you're going into minimal waste, your waste is going to reduce a lot, so you don't have a lot of trash to take out, hopefully. Number 2 is, you don't need a plastic bag in there. You can just take your garbage can to the garbage on the street and just like throw it directly there. That's number 1. You can use, there's biodegradable plastic bags that are a better alternative, but I don't like biodegradable plastic because once it's thrown into landfill, there's no oxygen for it to biodegrade, so usually it does not biodegrade. That's why I don't think that it's a good solution, but it's still a better alternative. But you can just like throw the garbage to the garbage. That's my opinion. Especially if you're composting your food, which will be our next point, you wouldn't worry about like bugs and things like that getting into the trash. And when it comes to recycling, please do not put your recycling items in a plastic bag, because that usually means that it's going to be filtered out of the recycling facility and sent to a landfill, because the machine usually cannot tell that it's recyclable. It can't like see what's inside the plastic bag, because plastic bags are most of the time not recyclable. I hope that made sense. A friend I met in Virginia told me about that, and I was like, whoa, like we see so many restaurants, so many places use a plastic bag for their recycling items, and I know a lot of people that do. And like, why don't they inform us this? Like this should be taught in schools and everywhere. Anyways, so that's number 3. Last point is composting. It took me 2 years, no kidding, to finally start composting. I just like thought that I'm going to fail miserably and that's gonna smell nasty and that I'm gonna get a lot of bugs in the house, and yeah, I think it was just like fear of failing that stopped me and made me procrastinate for 2 years. So I finally did it, maybe a year ago now. And it was so easy to start, like too easy. Composting, like it's going to do its job. Like you just have to follow a few rules and then just like let it do its thing. So yeah, so what I did, I went to Sako one day, which Sako here in Saudi Arabia is like Home Depot, I guess, in the States. So I went and I got this like large metal or I don't know what the name of the material it is in English. But it's like rust free. So I took the garbage can to this guy and he drilled holes in it like all around and on the lid. I forgot to do the bottom, but like my compost is like completely fine, but a lot of resources say that you should drill the bottom too, like make holes so the compost can breathe, because air is gonna help it, or like oxygen is gonna help it compost. I came back home, we have a garden, so that was perfect. And what you gotta do is you put like garden disposal, I don't know, like things that fall out of your garden, like dead leaves, grass, wood. I also like keep one here for like my plants, so if there's anything that falls, I just keep it here and then I throw it in my compost. I have a blog post about composting where it's like in detail what can go into the compost, what cannot. If you don't have a garden and you live in an apartment, there's a lot of options to compost as well. You can either buy a machine that does the composting for you. For Saudis, there's one in Saku. And if you don't want to get the machine, you want something that is like more natural, you can get like worms to compost. I've seen a lot of people who live in vans and in apartments use that. And it's like pretty cool to see the worms turn your leftover food into compost. It's so cool. So yeah, there's a ton of options wherever you live, whatever your situation is. And in Saudi Arabia, that is not an option, but in a lot of other big cities, you can send your compost to a facility that composts. English today is just not working out. I'm sorry. So yeah, but it's really fun to compost yourself. It's a lovely experience. And if you're composting and you're sending your stuff every week to the farmer's market or whatever composting facility you have in your area, just keep your compost in the freezer so it doesn't smell bad. And yeah, that was it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope I made it seem as simple as it actually is, because I know it can be intimidating to start changing your lifestyle and changing your habits that you've had for years. If you have any tips, any recommendations, please leave them in the comment section below. If you have any questions, let's help each other out, and yeah, let's minimize our waste. Okay, I promise there's no more cheesiness at the beginning, so I kind of lied. Yeah, and please check the description box. I'm gonna include all the numbers, all the links where you can get your water filter, everything that I've mentioned in this video. I'm gonna make the description box as helpful as possible, and the composting blog post, I'm gonna link it in the description box as well. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all.
Every day she sees her